Deuteronomy 31 is like the final act of a grand story. This book of the Bible recounts the Israelites' journey to the Promised Land. After 40 years of wandering in the wilderness, they stand on the edge of a new era. Their leader, Moses, is nearing the end of his life. A sense of both anticipation and uncertainty fills the air. Moses, filled with wisdom and the Spirit of God, addresses the people. He reminds them of their history, their covenant with God, and the laws they must follow. His words are not just instructions, but words of encouragement and hope. He knows the challenges ahead, but assures them that God will be with them. Deuteronomy 31 is more than just a farewell speech. It is a passing of the torch. Moses, chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery, is preparing them for a future without him. He knows they need a new leader, someone to guide them into the unknown. This chapter lays the groundwork for a significant transition. It speaks of God's faithfulness, the importance of obedience, and the promise of a future filled with both challenges and blessings. The stage is set for a new chapter in the story of God and his people. Moses stands as a towering figure in the Old Testament. He led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, parted the Red Sea, and received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. Yet in Deuteronomy 31, we see a different side of this great leader. He is acutely aware of his mortality and the need for his people to move forward without him. His words are a mixture of strength and tenderness. He urges the Israelites to be courageous and strong, reminding them that God will never leave them nor forsake them. He appoints Joshua as his successor, a man full of the spirit of wisdom. Moses' blessing on Joshua is a powerful moment, a transfer of authority and a sign of God's continued presence. Despite his impending death, Moses doesn't dwell on sadness or fear. Instead, he focuses on God's faithfulness and the bright future that awaits his people. He reminds them that their strength comes not from themselves, but from the Lord, who goes before them and fights for them. Moses' example in Deuteronomy 31 is a powerful lesson in leadership. It's about preparing others for the future, trusting in God's plan and facing death with courage and dignity. His legacy is not just in the laws he delivered, but in the faith and courage he instilled in the hearts of the Israelites. Deuteronomy 31 is filled with anticipation for the future, and a key part of that future is the promise of a new leader. Moses, knowing his time is short, reminds the Israelites that God will raise up for them a prophet like him. This promise, found in Deuteronomy 18:15, is a beacon of hope pointing towards a leader who will come, not just for Israel, but for all nations. This promise is not just about political or military leadership, but spiritual guidance. The new leader will speak God's words, guiding the people in righteousness and truth. This promise goes beyond the immediate needs of the Israelites, hinting at a deeper, more profound fulfillment in the future. This promise of a new leader is a testament to God's faithfulness. Just as he provided Moses to lead them out of Egypt, he will raise up another to guide them into the fullness of their destiny. It's a promise that echoes through the Old Testament, creating a sense of longing and expectation for the one who will ultimately fulfill it. The anticipation surrounding this promise is palpable. It's a reminder that God is always at work, even when his people face uncertainty and change. The promise of a new leader is not just a comfort, but a call to faithfulness, a reminder to keep their eyes fixed on God's promises, even in the face of adversity. The concept of foreshadowing in the Bible is like a delicate dance between the past, present, and future. It's a literary device that hints at something greater to come, revealing God's plan gradually, like the unfolding of a beautiful tapestry. Deuteronomy 31, with its subtle pointers toward Jesus, demonstrates the power of foreshadowing in deepening our understanding of God's redemptive plan. Foreshadowing, in essence, is a glimpse of grace. It's a reminder that God is always at work, orchestrating events throughout history to point towards the ultimate revelation of his love and mercy in Jesus Christ. It invites us to read the Old Testament with an eye for the future, recognizing the echoes of Christ in the stories, laws, and prophecies. The beauty of foreshadowing lies in its ability to connect seemingly disparate events, revealing a unified narrative that spans generations. It allows us to see God's hand at work in every age, preparing the way for the coming of his Son. By recognizing the foreshadowing of Jesus in Deuteronomy 31, we gain a deeper appreciation for the continuity of God's plan. It reminds us that the God who is faithful to Israel is the same God who offers salvation to all people through Jesus Christ. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.